Hey, Better Sax players, it's time for another episode of the Better Sax Studio. This is where I watch and listen to the videos you've submitted to me and give you my critical feedback to try to help you become a better saxophone player. If you'd like to submit your own video, I put a link in the description below. You click on that link, it takes you to a page. You follow the instructions and you can submit your own video, and perhaps it'll get featured here on the YouTube channel in a future episode. I want to thank everyone who submitted their videos. It takes a lot of courage to open yourself up to criticism, and especially to open yourself up to being viewed on the internet by thousands of people. So well done, everyone that had the courage to submit a video. If you don't submit videos, there's nothing wrong with that at all, because we can all learn from watching our peers. We're all kind of struggling with the same problems. We make the same mistakes. So hopefully my tips and everything that we go over in today's video will be helpful to you and lots of other people out there. Let's get started. I'm going to try to go through as many of these as I can today. So my responses might be a little shorter than usual, but hopefully we can cover some more ground. Now we're going to hear from Armando. He's playing a tune called Acariciando, and he's playing soprano saxophone. Okay, very nice sound, Armando. The soprano, good intonation. Those are always a challenge. Watch your right pinky. It's kind of sticking out like this a little bit. This is a cheirinho, right? This is music from Brazil. I love cheirinhos. I think it sounds great on soprano saxophone, so good choice. Let's listen a little bit more. Okay, so all I would say for you is try to really get the rhythm to be as super accurate as possible. It's already good. You've got all the rhythms, they're correct. You're not playing incorrect rhythms, but you can really get it to groove more by getting those rhythmic figures to really line up with like what the percussion is playing and the guitar. You really want it to be more locked in, let's say. If you can lock the rhythms of this in, it's going to make the whole thing sound a lot better. So the best way to do that is to stop practicing it along with the recording, slow it all down, put the metronome on, and just play it really slow and just say, I'm going to get this as groovy as possible, as in the pocket as possible. The slower you go, the more progress you'll be able to make. And once you've worked on it really slow for a while, then put the recording back on, play along the recording, and you'll be surprised at how much better the rhythms sound. Thanks for submitting this. This was great. Okay, next we've got Primas. Primas is going to improvise something on the tenor saxophone. Says he's been playing for 4 years. You're doing a lot of good things here. You played a really nice line, and then I was expecting it to stop and, for the music to breathe a little bit, but then you kept playing notes. So this is an important thing to learn for everyone who's starting to improvise. Play a phrase and don't let your phrases go on too long. Don't let them become run-on sentences. Play something coherent musically, stop, let the music breathe, let there be a pause, and then play a response to what you just played. So if I were to take something close to what you were playing, pause. 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 Okay, so that cut just comes out a lot more coherent. So make sure you're kind of breaking up your phrases into chunks. So it's more like when you're speaking, you say a phrase and you leave pauses in between your ideas so that they make more sense. Does that make sense? Thanks for sending the video. I look forward to seeing more of your progress as you continue. Okay, now we're going to hear from Ford. Ford has recorded this on his second day of playing saxophone. Okay, Ford, for your second day of playing saxophone, that's a good sound, good technique. You're doing a lot of things right. Looks like and sounds like you've been playing saxophone a lot longer, but it sounds like you're playing some sort of a Lydian idea. I'm not sure. I don't know if you're just playing something random. Interesting sound. Maybe. But I gotta say, for day 2, if you came to me and said this was my second day playing saxophone, I'd be like, wow, you're doing a really good job. Next time, submit a song melody or something so we can kind of get a better idea of what you want to sound like. Now we're gonna hear from Flavio. Okay, Flavio, you're playing Unchain My Heart, which is the Trini Lopez song made famous by Ray Charles. Great tune. Good sound, good rhythm so far. And good rhythmic feel and good hand position, good body position. You look relaxed, good posture. Okay, so right there, when you got those sort of 16th note things there, just hold back a little bit, lay back on those 16th notes. There's a natural tendency to want to rush. Hold those back so they stay more in the pocket. I'm seeing a lot of excess hand movement when you're using your palm keys. You're playing C sharp to D. And you're using that D palm key as like a trill. You don't need to move your hand very much at all. Ideally, you want to be using the minimum amount of movement. You want to action that palm key with the part of your hand that's already there. One thing I did was I added these palm key risers that I made myself using Sugru. I did a video on that if you're interested. That kind of reduces the distance your hand needs to travel to action those palm keys. But even without that, you don't need to move your hand very much to play your palm keys. Okay, now you're improvising and I'm hearing some notes that don't belong, right? A tune like this, you can just play your minor pentatonic scale over all of it. This is in A minor, so for alto saxophone, it's going to be your F sharp minor pentatonic scale. And just use those 5 notes, concentrate on playing something really rhythmic. If you haven't already taken my Play Sax by Ear crash course, it's free, and it will be like an introduction to all of this pentatonic scale stuff, playing by ear, getting started improvising. I'll put a link in the description below for anyone who's interested. Thanks for submitting this video, Flavio. Look forward to hearing more from you going forward. Okay, now we're gonna hear from Jacob Peters. Jacob has been playing the baritone sax for 4 years, he says. Okay, Jacob, first thing, good sound on the bari. That sounds good. I can't see your fingers, so I can't tell about your technique. Make sure when you're recording videos for me that I can see your body and your fingers and the instrument. Jacob's playing all the things you are at a very fast tempo, and it sounds like you're using the iReal Pro app. Now I'm looking at your eyes, Jacob, and I could tell that you're reading the melody off of sheet music. Here's some really good suggestions for you that are going to help a lot. Number 1, when you're learning a jazz standard, all the things you are, or any other jazz standard, learn the melody by ear. Get rid of the sheet music. you can go listen to countless recordings of all the things you are by all different saxophone players and different instrumentalists and singers. Choose a recording or some recordings that you like. Get out your saxophone, learn the melody by ear, and memorize it, preferably at a much slower tempo than what you're doing right here. But again, your sound is great, and it sounds like you got a good sense of rhythm and everything. So do these things, and I promise you, you're going to advance much faster. I would love for you to re-record this video, use your iReal Pro app, but slow it down a lot. Learn the melody by ear, and let me see your fingers when you're playing as well. Thanks for submitting this. I look forward to hearing more from you in the future, Jacob. Now I've got a song from Manuel. What is this? Can you feel the love tonight? Okay, let me skip your intro. Wait a second. Da is the first note. Right? And you're playing. So it sounds to me like you're playing the alto saxophone sheet music on tenor saxophone. Is that what's happening? This is one of the reasons why I teach people to learn melodies to songs by ear. You avoid this whole what key is it in? What's the transposition? Do I have the right sheet music? Where do I find the right sheet music for these songs? You don't need any of that. This melody is pretty easy to learn by ear. Get the recording of, was it Elton John singing this? And listen to each phrase, sing it back, and then play it on your saxophone. You don't need the sheet music for this. So I would love for you to go learn this song in that way that I just described, and then resubmit the video playing it in the correct key. If you want some extra help on how to learn to play melodies by ear, take my free Play Sax by Ear course. Again, it's linked in the description below. Thanks for submitting this, but I'd love to hear it in the right key next time. Okay, this is going to be our last one. We're going to hear from Roma. Roma is going to play, it looks like Can't Help Falling in Love on the alto saxophone. He says he has been playing for 2 months, almost 2 months, and he bought one of the cheap alto saxophones that I reviewed from Amazon. Okay, Romain, great start after just 2 months. Number one, you obviously learned the melody. Sounds like you learned it by ear. You have it memorized. The horn sounds great. You told me you're using an Autolink number 7. You're just going to need to develop some more muscles with your embouchure to get that sound improved. But already, it's sounding great for just starting out. So very well done. Okay, great job with this. So my main tips for you would be use your normal fingering for that D. Watch your shoulder tension. Don't get really tense when you jump up to certain notes. Keep working on the sound. It's going to come with time. You need to develop the muscles, so just play every day. That's going to come with time. Be careful that you don't bend the notes too much. Some of the notes you're adding emphasis to them by bending them quite a lot. And yeah, and welcome to playing saxophone. great start. I would love to hear you in 2 years and see how much progress you've made. So I hope you submit another video to me sometime in the future. Okay, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much, everyone that submitted your videos. Thank you for sharing your learning process with everyone else so everyone else watching can benefit. If you haven't already done so, click the thumbs up button if you learned something from this video. Make sure you get yourself subscribed to the channel. We are almost at 100,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone. There's going to be a big giveaway contest to celebrate the event when it does happen. Make sure you're following BetterSax on Instagram and Facebook, where I'm sharing bonus content all the time. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again very soon in another BetterSax video.